Have you ever heard of the Battle of Athens? Not the one in ancient Greece, but a much more recent one in Athens, Tennessee, right after World War II. This is the story of a town that fought back against a corrupt system, and at the heart of it all were some incredibly brave women, including a mother who never wanted a fight but absolutely finished one. Let's set the scene. It's 1946. GIs are returning home from the war, filled with ideals of freedom and democracy. But what they find in McMinn County, Tennessee, is the complete opposite. A political machine run by Sheriff Paul Cantrell and his deputies had a stranglehold on the town. For years, they'd been using intimidation, violence, and ballot box stuffing to stay in power, profiting from illegal gambling and kickbacks. The people were scared, and they felt powerless. The returning veterans, having just fought for freedom overseas, weren't about to let it be stolen from them at home. They decided to challenge the machine. They formed their own non-partisan GI ticket and put up their own candidate for sheriff, a war hero named Knox Henry. They wanted a fair election, plain and simple. Election day, August 1st, 1946, was tense. Cantrell's deputies were out in full force, harassing voters and illegally seizing ballot boxes. At one polling place, a black farmer named Tom Gillespie was told he couldn't vote. When he insisted, a deputy shot him. That was the spark. The veterans knew they couldn't win by the rules because the other side wasn't playing by them. This is where our story turns. The veterans, outnumbered and outgunned, decided to make a stand at the local jail, where the deputies had taken the ballot boxes to count them in secret. But they needed more firepower. That's when a man named Bill White uttered the famous words, "I'm going to the armory." Now, here's the part you might not know. While the men were gathering their forces, the women of Athens were playing a crucial role. They were organizing, spreading the word, and providing support. But one woman's story stands out. Her name was Beulah Dooley. She was a mother, and her husband was one of the GIs getting ready to storm the jail. As the men prepared for the fight, Beulah realized they had plenty of guns, but the ammunition they'd grabbed from the armory didn't match the rifles. It was a critical, potentially fatal mistake. She knew where the correct ammunition was stored, but it was back at the armory, which was now being watched. Did she hesitate? Not for a second. This quiet mother, who had likely spent her days hoping for peace and her husband's safe return, knew what was at stake. She got in her car, drove to the armory, and under the cover of darkness, managed to retrieve the right ammunition. She then drove it to the front lines, delivering the vital supplies that would allow the veterans to fight back effectively. She never wanted a fight, but when her family's and her town's freedom was on the line, she didn't just join the fight, she became essential to winning it. With the right ammo, the veterans laid siege to the jail all night. Eventually, they used dynamite to blow the door open, forcing the deputies to surrender. The ballot boxes were recovered, and when the votes were counted fairly, the GI ticket had won by a landslide. The Battle of Athens was over. The people had taken their town back. The story of Bula Dooley is a powerful reminder that heroes come in all forms. It's not just about the soldiers on the front line. It's about the everyday people who find extraordinary courage when it matters most. She and the other women of Athens proved that the fight for freedom is everyone's fight. What do you think about this incredible piece of American history? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, make sure to like and subscribe for more hidden histories. Thanks for watching.